So, Ravindra, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me today. And I would like to begin by asking your academic background and understand why someone might pick Germany over other countries. So, could you please tell me a little bit about your educational background?
Good afternoon, Rohit. Um, Thank you very much for calling me today for this information session. This is a nice initiative from your side, I think. So many people are liking this kind of a comprehensive information on this broad education in India, and they are getting stuck with the consultancies and getting huge
Hmm.
amounts of money in terms
Hmm.
of losses.
Hmm.
So, firstly, coming to my educational background, I did my bachelor's in agriculture from Bapatla Agricultural College,
Hmm.
so which is one of the oldest university
Hmm.
in South India, for example.
Hmm.
And then later, after completing my bachelor's, I wanted to move abroad for my master's studies,
Hmm.
and then I choose Germany as a one of the country of destination where I want to study my master's
Hmm.
over America or maybe Canada because
Hmm.
Germany provides very good agricultural education
Hmm.
with very affordable amount of tuition fee.
Hmm.
I would say so in most of the states here, the universities do not take any tuition fee,
Hmm.
very minimal tuition fee. In
Hmm.
some states like Baden-Württemberg, so there they charge around like 60,000 or 70,000 rupees in Indian currency as a tuition fee per 6 months. So
Hmm.
this is very reasonable, and I thought so Germany can be a very affordable and very quality choice over other countries like
Hmm.
US and Canada. And then I searched for some of the universities which can offer plant breeding, uh, for example, so which is my area of interest
Hmm.
to do masters.
Hmm.
And then I searched a lot of websites and university websites also. And then I found out that University of Hohenheim is
Hmm.
one of the best university in the Europe itself. So it ranked in 2019 as one of the first ranked university in the second ranked university after Wageningen.
Okay.
So in the Europe. So and I choose this Hohenheim to do my further studies, masters,
Hmm.
and I applied only to this university.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, so I got an admission here in plant breeding and seed science,
Hmm.
uh, in a crop science department, for example. And then, yeah, so I joined here as a master student in University of Hohenheim, and then I completed my masters in 2 years. And then later, fortunately, I applied for a position in IPK, so which is Leibniz Institute of Plant Genetic Resources, which is also a famous institute worldwide. Um,
Hmm.
uh, so very international institute, I would say.
Hmm.
So and then I joined here in a quantitative genetics department as a uh, post PhD student.
Hmm.
And then currently I am now in my third year.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is my educational background so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And I know US universities, Canadian universities, they require GRE and TOEFL for admission in their universities.
Mm.
Does Germany have same requirements too?
No, no. So in Germany, so we don't need GRE or TOEFL. So we
Okay.
just need to show them English proficiency.
Mm-hmm.
It may be through TOEFL or it may be through IELTS.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't need GRE.
Mm-hmm.
So we might need any other English proficiency test, like it may be IELTS or TOEFL. So, for example, in IELTS, so usually German universities prefer IELTS.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in IELTS, they show a minimum requirement of 6.5 band.
Okay.
So in each module, you should not get less than 6.
Okay.
It should be more than 6, and overall it should be 6.5. So this is the minimum requirement for all of the universities. Mostly here
Mm-hmm.
there would be some exceptions, so
Mm-hmm.
you need to go into each university website before you are applying, and then there they specifically mention about their English requirements,
Right.
and then this kind of a proficiency text score requirements. So depending on the university, so there might be some relaxations as well. Some universities might take IELTS with 6. So most of the cases in usually, so all the universities with good rank in the world, so that comes from the Germany. Usually they put a limit of 6.5
Okay.
as a higher band or lower band, for example, in IELTS.
Okay. So the minimum
Yeah,
requirement is 6.5.
6.5. Yeah.
Okay. So you
Mhm.
the better the score is, the better your
No, 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 no. The IELTS score will not generally count as a uh, criteria for the
Oh,
selection into a
oh,
master's program. So this is just to show them that you can speak English or write English.
okay.
So this is just for that much, not for not strictly required for getting an admission,
Okay.
not influence the admission. Yeah,
Right.
chances.
So speaking about language requirements,
Mhm.
uh, does the German universities ask you to learn German?
No, it depends on the course or it depends on the master's program uh, you wanted to join. So,
Okay.
for example, there are so many agricultural master's programs which are
Mm-hmm.
offered in English and as well as German. If you
Okay.
if you take English speaking or English start a
Mhm.
master's program, you don't need to show any German language skills with you. You just need to show IELTS language, IELTS test score with you.
Mhm.
That's enough. Yeah, so if you are selecting any university that offering a particular course, for example, biotechnology, there is a university near to my town. So in a Magdeburg, I think. So there is a agricultural biotechnology course. So for that course, they only offer in German, and
Okay.
if you want to take that course, for example, so you need to show around B1 level of German.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can easily learn it in India in a Goethe Institute. So there will be Goethe Institutes in India all over, I think. So in
Mhm.
major cities, and you can also learn online in this Goethe Institute, the German until B1 level. I think
Okay.
it would cost around like 1 lakh rupees for until B1 level. So in Germany usually, so the language levels will be A1, A2, B1.
Okay.
So for each level, it the cost will be different. So for
Okay.
example, if you want to learn A1, then it will be around like 50,000 or 40,000 rupees in example for example in India.
Okay.
And for A2 maybe around 60,000. For B1 it might be a bit costlier,
Okay.
maybe 1 lakh. So maybe around 2.5 lakhs you need to learn until B1 level. And then if you have a B1 level certificate, then you can apply for any courses in the Germany which will be taught in German. So if you are selecting a German taught course, then English taught course, for example, you don't need to learn German,
Okay.
and you can just submit IELTS certificate.
Okay. So that is
Yeah.
not a compulsory
No,
requirement.
no, 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 no.
Okay.
Universe do not make you learn German here.
Okay.
So it's upon totally on your interest.
Okay. But is German important to communicate with people in Germany, or English is good enough?
Uh, Again, it depends on the city where you live. So,
Okay.
for example, uh, the place where I did my masters, like Stuttgart, so which is very like Tier 1 city here.
Okay.
So it is a capital of Baden-Württemberg state. And then there we see international culture, and the people usually in the supermarkets or in the doctors you go, they usually speak English.
Okay.
But if you go to a tied to cities, for example,
Mm-hmm.
Magdeburg, let's say, or maybe Halle, something like this,
Mm-hmm.
then you might need to pick up some German language skills in order to get part-time jobs.
Okay.
Yeah, so mostly, so you could manage with English.
Okay.
If you want to get some part-time jobs in a remote places,
Okay.
then you need to pick up some German language skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
To my understanding, some of the students mentioned Germany is a compulsory requirement
No,
to study in
no,
Germany.
no. It
Okay.
is not at all required.
Okay.
I don't know German until now. So I am here from 2019. It is already 2025. It is 6 years.
Okay.
I don't know any German. I just joined German course yesterday, I think. Uh,
Okay.
because because after PhD I wanted to get this PR,
Okay.
permanent residence. So to get
Okay.
permanent residence, the criteria is different.
Okay.
If, for example, if you are after your masters, if you are doing PhD,
Mm-hmm.
so this is also counted as a job.
Okay.
The PhD, this is not counted as a student status, it will
Mm-hmm.
count as a job.
Mm-hmm.
And then uh, immediately after your PhD,
Mm-hmm.
if you wanted to get this permanent residence, you need to show B1 certificate.
Okay.
So because the people here or the government here um, offer you permanent residence, if you can show them, so you can integrate into the society very well.
Okay.
So most of the people here in supermarkets or maybe the doctors,
Right.
most of the people will speak German.
Right.
So if you want to communicate effectively, if you want to communicate, for example, if you are applying for a permanent residence, that
Mm-hmm.
means you wanted to stay here for longer. That means
Right.
you might have family, you might have kids, and then
Right.
your kids needs to go to kitas. For example, kita means kindergarten here,
Right.
and they has to go to school,
Right.
and then there the teachers and the kindergarten teachers, they do not speak any English.
Right.
So mostly, if you are lucky, you can find some English speaking teachers.
Right.
In most of the cases, you do not get any this kind of a English speaking people there. So if you want to lead your life very efficiently and
Right.
integrate into the society, you need to learn some German. That's why to get permanent residence, it is mandatory to get B1 certificate at least.
Okay.
And this requirements will change based on the visa status you have. So this is totally a different topic. So maybe we can cover these things in another thing, another time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what are the top three German universities for agricultural research?
The top three. The first place will go to University of Weinheim.
Okay.
So this is the top university currently in Germany
Okay.
in last several decades almost.
Okay.
And then the second place is University of Göttingen. This is
Okay.
also a very world famous university for physics also.
Okay.
You see Einstein, he has some roots in Göttingen, University of Göttingen.
Okay.
And then University of Bonn. This is also a wonderful university.
Okay.
And then Technical University of Munich. This is also a good university.
Mm-hmm.
So there are so many universities in Germany which are public universities which are undertaken by the government,
Okay.
and they offer very quality education without tuition fee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is the best way to find a master's or a PhD position in Germany?
Now, so maybe I will answer this in two parts. First, I'll answer about the masters,
Okay.
how to find MS program here. So you just need to find out shortlist some of the universities where you wanted to first apply for.
Okay.
Before shortlisting the universities, you first need to focus or first need to understand what are your interests.
Mm-hmm.
So first fix to your interest and select a course that you're really interested in,
Mm-hmm.
or select a subject that you're really interested in,
Mm-hmm.
and search for different universities and go to their websites and go to the courses that they offer and select some universities that best suits to you,
Mm-hmm.
and then go to their recruitment or career or the courses they offer, and and each course they will specifically mention how
Mm-hmm.
many seats they take
Mm-hmm.
they have,
Mm-hmm.
and then how to apply for it, and what are the requirements you need as an international student,
Okay.
and take care of these requirements.
Right.
And most probably you need IELTS score. So this is one most important requirement to show the English proficiency.
Okay.
And you need all your bachelor's degree certificates,
Right.
like transcripts, for example. You need to have a good score there
Mm-hmm.
to get to better your chances to get an admission.
Right.
And then some universities might need two reference letters from your professors, for example.
Right.
And then you need a good motivation letter and a
Right.
cover letter, for example.
Right.
So these are the most important things. These four documents are barely enough
Okay.
to apply for any master's program in German universities.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's it. You don't need to pay anything for the application fee,
Okay. That's good.
like US or Canada.
Right.
You just need to go to website, and then they'll show you need to create an account in
Mm-hmm.
each university's website,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just go through the process
Right.
as it is shown in the website.
Okay.
For PhD, also this is mostly same. You
Mm-hmm.
just need to um, look at some universities, for example, if you are looking for a PhD, then I assume that you have a specific topic or specific area of your interest.
Mm-hmm.
So not all the universities will offer this kind of a course which you are looking for,
Mm-hmm.
or a research topic that you are looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be very few universities or very few institutes that offer this kind of a research topic that you are interested in to do your PhD.
Right.
Then you just go to their website
Mm-hmm.
and then look for the careers there,
Right.
career section there. There they will post regularly the
Mm-hmm.
PhD positions or research assistant positions they have.
Mm-hmm.
So just click on them and apply them. That's one option.
Okay.
Or else you can just write to the professors
Mm-hmm.
or the principal investigators in the institutes
Mm-hmm.
by showing your interest in their research work and how you fit into the research work.
Okay.
And you are looking, let them know you are looking for a PhD position and let them know you are really very interesting guy.
Right.
They can offer you, for example, a PhD positions, or maybe if they have upcoming PhD position, they will definitely uh, indicate you
Okay.
about these things. Yeah,
Okay.
this is how you can get, and you can also know these positions in LinkedIn, the social media. Also, this is also a good resource. This
Okay.
is how we generally apply for the
Okay.
PhD positions.
Okay. So, Ravindra, let's talk about the money side now. What is the estimated cost of attending a master's and a PhD degree in Germany?
For masters, I would say it depends on the city, or it depends on the state where you are doing your masters. For example, Baden-Württemberg, this is a state, so it takes the tuition fee.
Okay.
Per semester, they charge around 1500 euros as a
Mm-hmm.
tuition fee.
Mm-hmm.
So 1500 euros means 1 euro, currently 90 rupees in
Mm-hmm.
Indian rupees.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I had to convert this into like what, close to 1,40,000 rupees, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is for each semester.
Okay.
In the state like Baden-Württemberg, if you apply for any university, for example, University of Arnhem, this is there in the Baden-Württemberg. So
Okay.
if you apply for University of Arnhem, then you should be ready to pay like 1,40,000 rupees or 1,50,000 rupees
Mm-hmm.
per semester for 6 months. That means you have 4 semesters.
Mm-hmm.
You can like for around 6 lakh rupees,
Mm-hmm.
you can complete your education. This is only for the tuition fee.
Mm-hmm.
So for the living expenses and all, so they will come around 700 euros per month or close to 800 euros per month,
Mm-hmm.
including accommodation and all.
Mm-hmm.
So you can easily pay this 800 euros per month by doing part-time jobs. There is no restriction to do the part-time jobs in only university. You
Mm.
can do part-time jobs all over the area where around the university, and also you can go to other states also if you want to do part-time jobs.
Okay.
So there is no restrictions
Okay.
to do it only in the university.
From day one.
There is for day one. So there is only one restriction that so you can only earn per year
Mm-hmm.
around 12,000 euros. You cannot
Okay.
earn more than 12,000 euros per year as a
Okay.
student.
Okay.
So if you earn more than 12,000 euros, then it might be a problematic for you.
Okay. In
Yeah.
terms of.
In terms of so they will deport you usually. So this is illegal for a
Okay.
student. So
Okay.
that means if you yeah, so it is usually like 120 days a year
Okay.
you can work for. So
Okay.
there is 360 days. You can
Hmm.
work 120 days. The other 240 days, the people at the government at the university where you study, they
Right.
usually expect to complete your masters. The completion of your masters will take some days.
Right.
So this is usually 240 days they count per
Okay.
year. This is
Okay.
required to complete your masters. So other
Okay.
120 days you can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, that's a good money to support yourself. Uh,
Yeah, that is a good money to pay your tuition fee, to support ourselves, and you can even save some money at the end.
right. So, apart from supporting yourself through working outside the university, does the
Mhm.
universities provide any scholarships, assistantships?
Yeah, so in universities there will be some heavy positions.
Okay.
Heavy means student assistantships.
Okay.
So in each department, for example, if you go to a professor and you can ask them, so depending on the work they do, so
Right.
they offer some positions in the department itself. You
Okay.
can take up these positions and you can work in the university itself.
Mm-hmm.
But they do not usually provide assistantships or scholarship because most of the universities, so apart from the Baden-Württemberg, in the other states, the tuition fees is like around 200 euros per month per semester.
Hmm.
200 euros is like 16,000 rupees per semester.
Right.
So that means you don't need to get any assistantship or financial support from the university.
Okay.
So nevertheless, there will be some other assistantship and scholarships
Mm-hmm.
that you can always apply for. For
Okay.
example, some companies will provide some scholarships for particular universities.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, University of Hohenheim, KWS, there is company called KWS,
Mm-hmm.
is a seed company,
Mm-hmm.
breeding company, and then for particular department in the University of Hohenheim, like plant breeding.
Right.
Because the company belongs to plant breeding, so for the students who do masters in plant breeding, they apply a scholarship.
Right.
So they usually have some requirements for it. You
Mm-hmm.
need to write a research proposal,
Mm-hmm.
6 months research proposal for them, and then based on your skills or the research topic that you wrote, they select you,
Mm-hmm.
and then they even offer this 6 months project for you,
Mm-hmm.
and they offer for around 12 months, or maybe if I correctly remember, this is 12 months, I think. Yeah, for 12 months,
Mm-hmm.
per each month, 800 euros they provide you.
Mm.
So this is not counted in our 12,000 limit
Right.
per year. So
Right.
this is your pocket money, something like this. Yeah, you don't need to do any work for them.
Okay.
So if you want to do if with this project, little bit project you wrote, you
Mm-hmm.
can always do with them as
Okay.
a thesis or something like this.
Right.
And yeah, so this kind of scholarships will always be there. So you need to regularly contact with your seniors in the universities to get guidance for, or maybe there will be always an international office in all the universities.
Mm-hmm.
So there you can go to your international coordinator and you can speak with them,
Mm-hmm.
and they are very friendly and they're eager to help you,
Okay.
and they will tell you all the financial or scholarship assistances that can be get by a international student here.
Right.
And in case of, for example, in Baden-Württemberg, so you need to pay tuition fee. So
Mm-hmm.
as I said, so for example, if you are coming for a poor background and if you don't have that much of money, for example, if you take a loan and you suddenly thought that this loan is not enough here,
Mm-hmm.
or you didn't get a part-time job,
Mm-hmm.
then you can go to this international office and you can explain your status to them,
Mm-hmm.
and then they can find you a funder, for example, to fund your um, education or your personal expenses also.
Right.
So yeah, so you don't need to get pressurized.
Okay.
Everything can be fulfilled
Okay.
by the international coordinators or the other mentors here.
But for that, the funders thing, do
Mhm.
they do it after a certain period of time you spent in the university, or are they helpful right from the beginning?
Right from the beginning, even if you do not up no, so if you do not apply, if you apply for this university, if you get a position there,
Right.
for example, for a master's degree, so you need to show to the German embassy at least 10 lakh rupees,
Okay.
or not 10 lakhs, maybe it's around like now uh, 12,000 euros, I think. So
Okay.
that means at 10 lakh rupees exactly. So around 10 lakh rupees in a blocked account. So
Mm-hmm.
then only you can get a German visa.
Okay.
So that means, so you can live 1 year here with
Mm-hmm.
that money, with the 10 lakhs rupees of money.
Right.
So after the 1 year, you might, if you encounter this kind of a financial problems, then
Mm-hmm.
you can go to the international office, you can ask them. So
Okay.
within this 1 year, if you get a financial problems, it is very unlikely because you
Right.
will have this 10 lakh rupees in
Right.
your blocked account.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's talk about the Academic life and curriculum. So, what is the curriculum like in Germany? Classes, thesis, internships,
Okay, so again, it depends on the master's degree or master's course you are looking for or you are in.
right?
So there will be some of the master's courses, they really need to do some internships, compulsory internships.
Okay,
So you need to look for companies and then you have to do a compulsory internship in a relevant field.
right.
And in the other courses, they don't need any internships, compulsory internships.
Okay,
So there, if you want to do some internship to get a practical exposure to your area of interest, so
right.
then you can go to a company or maybe the institute where they offer this kind of a research activities, and they can there you can do some internships
Okay,
to get some network building or something
right.
like this to to improve your prospects in your next uh, master's career.
Right.
So internships are totally depends on the course that you are doing. So they are like compulsory internships, and there are in some courses there will be voluntary internships. Voluntary internships means you don't need to uh, compulsorily need to do an internship to complete your masters, but
Right.
you can do whenever you want to. And the courses will be like there will be 4 semesters usually
Mm-hmm.
in generally, and then the first 3 semesters you need to attend the courses.
Mm.
So to get a master's degree, you usually need 120 credits.
Mm-hmm.
So each module, so the course will be called here as a module.
Okay,
So you need to for each module, or maybe for simplicity, for each course,
okay,
you will get six credits.
okay,
The course will last for 1 semester.
okay.
So you need to do like this kind of a courses like around 15,
Okay,
15 courses with 6 credits. That makes it 90,
okay,
90 credits. And then the other 30 credits,
mm-hmm.
it should be fulfilled by your thesis.
Okay,
That thesis gets 30 credits, and it must be done in 6 months of time.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this can be done in the university, or this can be done with the company. This can be your own research idea, whatever it may be. The thesis can be chosen by you freely.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah. This is how this course structure look like. So that means 90 credits for or 90 credits comes from the courses, and
mm-hmm.
30 credits course from the comes from the thesis.
Okay,
And then if you have this 120 credits with you, then you are graduated. This 120 credits can be get in a 2 years of period, or maybe if you complete it in a 1 year of period.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, minimum you can complete it in 2 years.
Right.
I have seen some people who completed in 1.5 year. They planned in a such a way that so they took 10 courses in first semester,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 courses in the second semester, 2 courses in the second semester, third semester, and
Mm-hmm.
then so in the third semester and the second semester they could manage to do the thesis simultaneously.
Right.
So this is how they can finish it in 1.5 year also.
Okay. Is it the same case with PhD also?
For PhD, it is little bit different. For PhD, the positions usually considered as a jobs
Okay.
as a scientist,
Mm-hmm.
not like a student.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be like 65% positions, 50% positions, 75% positions.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, they'll offer a position. So
Right.
that means if it is for example, if it is a 65% position,
Mm-hmm.
so you get a salary for around 28 hours per week.
Okay.
So this is how. So based on the salary, amount of salary you get,
Mm-hmm.
these positions are classified into different percentage positions,
Right.
50%, 65%. So and then in the PhD you get per every month a fixed amount of a salary. You don't need to worry about a salary.
Mm-hmm.
So and then in your PhD you don't need to attend any courses.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the place where you do your PhD. For example, if you do if you are doing your PhD in an institute, something
Mm-hmm.
like me,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm doing my PhD in IPK, so which is an institute.
Right.
Um, so there I don't need to do any courses.
Right.
I just need to understand the project that I'm working in,
Okay.
and I need to uh, write 3 papers
Right.
For example, this three paper requirement for your PhD
Mm-hmm.
is also varies
Mm-hmm.
depending on the university or the institute that you are doing in.
Okay.
For example, I intended to do my PhD here in IPK in collaboration with the University of Halle, that is there just beside my institute.
Okay.
And this university, generally they require three papers
Right.
to get your PhD.
Okay.
So if you do not complete your three papers, you do not get your PhD. So that means it totally depends on the duration of the PhD totally depends on you. How quickly you do your three papers, that much quickly you can get your PhD.
Okay.
So the stipend, the assistantships, these are of no importance because you are getting every month a fixed amount of a salary, and then the salary will be you'll get a hike in the salary
Mm-hmm.
after 1 year,
Mm-hmm.
and then after 2 years you will get another hike. So
Mm-hmm.
this kind of hikes also will come to your salaries just like an employer. So
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to worry about anything financially. Yeah, you
Right.
just need to focus on your research.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the courses that are in high demand for agriculture education in terms of employment?
I would say plant breeding. So this is very highly demand in currently. So
Okay.
plant breeding combined with some data analysis skills. So
Okay.
now this position has got a name, breeding informatician. So I would say breeding informaticians are now highly in demand.
Okay.
So breeding informaticians are nothing but they know very well about the breeding,
Right.
the theoretical knowledge of the breeding, how they breed, and all these things, and they know the applied part of the statistics also.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know both the skills, breeding skills and the statistical skills, and some data analysis skills using R, Python, and how you can use the big data, for example, you get from the breeding programs
Right.
efficiently uh, to make use of it for the breeders.
Mm-hmm.
How can they select, for example, based on the data they get every year? So this bioinformatician do these kind of a things,
Right.
like they use the data that comes from the breeding program, and they understand the data, and they apply the statistics, the statistical skills they have with them,
Okay.
and then they help the breeders to make correct decisions,
Right.
good decisions to develop a cultivar
Right.
in a much smaller or much faster time. So these kind of positions are currently high demand.
Okay.
And then if you go for a plant breeding in universities like Hohenheim or Göttingen, they
Mm-hmm.
are teaching this kind of a multi skills, for
Right.
example, statistical things and also plant breeding skills.
Right.
So this is one of the high demand course that I can suggest to the
Okay.
people who are, yeah. And then if you want another course, maybe apart from plant breeding,
Mm-hmm.
you might look into some tropics and subtropics course or organic agriculture or something like this. So these are also currently very high demanding courses here
Right.
because Europe they formulated a policy that
Mm-hmm.
they completely want to eliminate these fungicides and pesticide usage.
Right.
So organic agriculture and tropics and subtropics, these kind of a courses are also in very high demand in this
Okay.
scenario.
Okay. So, okay. Now let's shift the gears a little bit and
Mhm.
talk about the life outside the university. And can you tell us what's the cost of living around the university?
It depends on the city where you are living in. So, for example, in a cities like Stuttgart
Mm-hmm.
and Frankfurt or Munich or Berlin, so these are the major cities. In these kind of a major cities, the cost will be very high. For example, if you want to get a 20-meter square uh, room
Mm-hmm.
or maybe studio apartment,
Mm-hmm.
this will cost around like simply 600 euros or 700 euros or 800 euros per month
Mm-hmm.
nowadays. When
Right.
I'm there in 2019, so it is like around 350 euros.
Mm-hmm.
So in these 6 years of time, so they are almost doubled.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can share, like in a share, if you can live in a shared apartment, for example,
Mm-hmm.
then you can get in a lesser prices,
Right.
like around 400, 450 euros, something like this.
Right.
And then in the university, so most of the universities also provides student dormitories.
Mm-hmm.
There you can get rooms in a quite affordable prices. For example, in the shared apartments of a university dormitory, you
Mm-hmm.
will end up paying around 290, 300 euros per month.
Okay.
Or if you want to get a studio apartment in a student dormitory in a university.
Right.
So studio room means you'll get your own bathroom, you'll get your own kitchen. So for that studio apartment, you need to pay around like 450 euros, 390 euros, something like this
Right.
per month. So if you want to live outside the student apartments or student dormitories, which are offered by the university, so you need to pay a little bit extra,
Right.
like around starts from 600 euros to goes to around 1500 or sometimes 2000 euros also per month.
Right.
So there are all the options available starting from 300 euros to 2000 euros.
Mm-hmm.
So it totally depends on your needs and all these things. So yeah, this is how mm, the housing expenditure will cost like. So apart from that, so the groceries will cost more or less depending on your lifestyle. So usually they can go around between for a single person 200 euros to 400 euros per month.
Okay.
And then you need to pay additionally health insurance as well here. Health insurance is compulsory here for every person.
Mm-hmm.
And then for health insurance, I think per month you need to pay around 120 euros.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, And then that's it. For the other activities, if you take out like around 200 euros or 150 euros,
Mm-hmm.
now the cost will become like around 800 euros per month if you live in a student dormitory with
Okay.
a 350 euros,
Right.
and you can live here comfortably with 800 euros per month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is the culture and people are like welcoming, conservative? What did you observe?
Yeah, the the so like all the other countries like US, Canada and all these countries. So you sometimes face some kind of a uh, complicated situations outside.
Right.
Most of the times this is common.
Okay.
So we don't need to fear about these things. This
Okay.
can happen anywhere.
Right.
But most of the people here, they are very welcoming.
Okay.
Uh, I can share one experience. When I came here first time to the Germany in 2019,
Okay.
I came with two big trolleys. No, not two. Yeah, two big trolleys with 23 kgs weight, and
Right.
then one small trolley with 9 kgs of weight, and then a bag
Right.
with laptop,
Okay.
and then I need to take a train from the airport to
Right.
Stuttgart,
Right.
from Frankfurt to Stuttgart, where the University of Weinheim
Right.
is in.
Right.
Then I cannot, so the train stops only 1 minute or 2 minutes in a train station. I
Okay.
cannot put all these trolleys by myself. So there are so many old people are there in the railway station.
Right.
They came to me straight away and they took my this trolleys and they kept in the train, and then they helped me and they smiled me. They don't know the English. Um, Even they are very eager to help the new people
That's good.
that come. So you can find this kind of a two situations, like
Right.
I would
Mixed feeling.
say the two sides of the coins. Like
Okay.
one side, this is like a good experiences that you get, and the other side, you see always some people who
Right.
uh, do some other things to you.
Right.
So it depends on the way you see. So I see all the good things here, so you don't need to worry too much. So I can definitely assure that you do not get back stabbed in the back, or maybe someone come to you, so show you a gun, and
Right.
so this kind of incidents do not happen here at all.
Okay.
Only things can be happen if you go outside. people can stare at you or can shout you like, go away, go home,
Okay.
go to your country. These kind of things that you can hear. So other than these things, nothing harmful can happen to you.
Yeah, if you're smart enough, you record those videos and put that in YouTube and you go viral.
Yeah, you go viral and you can earn some money also.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's all opportunity.
yeah. If you see opportunities, you find opportunities everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's finally look at what happens after graduation. So what are the employment opportunities like after graduation with a master's or a PhD?
So with masters, you can find jobs in the companies, different companies,
Okay.
and you can generally apply for them, and then you get some interview calls, and then you need to select the companies wisely.
Right.
The only thing that I suggest to the people who come to Germany, so
Hmm.
try to do so. For example, if the course is not uh, needed,
Right.
compulsory internships, for
Right.
example.
Hmm.
So you don't uh, hesitate to do internships.
Right.
Try to find internships
Right.
and go to a company
Hmm.
and then do internship there. It may be 1 month or maybe 2 months or maybe just 15 days.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Hmm.
Just try to find some internships in the companies and
Right.
go there and try to build connections with the people there.
Hmm.
So I would say the connections are the very important thing here.
Okay.
So for the success of your career in after graduation, either it is PhD or either it is masters. So if you get a good connections,
Okay.
so you can get easily land in a job.
Right.
Otherwise, it's very tough everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere it works like this.
Okay.
So either it is USA, either it is Canada. So there is no company that looks for you.
Right.
Hey man, you completed your graduation. Come to my company. I have a position. You have
Right.
to go to them. You have to build the connections. You have to show them you are worth
Right.
getting a job. So this is what I say. So go to the internships, go to the conferences. For example, if you do your research in your master's, for example, like your thesis, try to present this research as many places as possible. Go
Hmm.
to go to conference, give a talk, or maybe go to a conference, give a poster.
Right.
Try to grab the audience.
Right.
If you are so for master's level, this might not be very important for you. For
Right.
master's level, internship can serve you to get a to get you land in a job.
Right.
For PhD level, if you want to really get success in a academic positions in the later on to get a postdoc opportunities, or
Hmm.
maybe to get a scientist opportunities somewhere in some institute, or maybe in this kind of a scenarios, you need to push yourself so hard, and you need to expose to the people in the industry
Right.
by giving the talks in the conferences, by presenting yourself through a posters confidently, and
Hmm.
letting them know you are doing this work, and letting them know you are good enough in this work,
Hmm.
and then uh, try to build the connections and try to approach them after completion of your PhD for a
Right.
postdoc or maybe a scientist position. Then you'll easily get landed in a job.
So who you know is more
Yeah,
important than
yeah,
money.
yeah, yeah. So I would say in a little bit differently.
Okay.
So the people should know what you are doing. The people should know what you know. This
Okay.
is very important.
Okay.
This, yeah.
Okay. So can you work in any European country with a master's or a PhD degree from a German university without any additional visa requirements?
Yeah. So usually you get a Schengen visa.
Okay.
So there are Schengen countries. Schengen countries means this is a 24 countries, I think now. So we can search Google. We can search in a Google. Usually you can get the list of Schengen countries.
Okay.
So if you apply for the German visa, so you get a Schengen visa,
Okay.
not German visa. So that means you can roam around in these 24 countries visa free.
Right. Okay.
We don't need to show any visa.
Right.
So that means it applies for the jobs as well.
Okay.
So if you do your masters in Germany, and if you get a job, if you got a job in the Austria, for example, the
Right.
neighboring country, you can easily go there, and the company that you got job, they can assist you get residency there.
Right.
So the visa there.
Right.
So yeah, so you are very free. So there is no visa restrictions. You don't need to fear about the visa if you relocate to another country. So if you have a Schengen visa, then usually you can easily convert this visa to the other country visa.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and what is the timeline for applying permanent residence if you have an advanced degree from Germany?
For example, if you have a master's degree here in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
you need 27 months
Mm-hmm.
uh, period. So you need to pay social security here for around 27 months after your master's,
Mm-hmm.
and then you are eligible for the PR.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is the only requirement here. So you just need to wait after masters. You just need to get a job,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just need to pay around 27 months of social security. That is like your taxes, something like this.
Right.
And then after 27 months, if you have a B1 certificate with you,
Mm-hmm.
you can just apply or you just email to the Ausländerhorde. So Ausländerhorde means immigration office
Okay.
here, and then you just mail them. So hey, I completed 27 months here,
Right.
and I am working in so and so company with a blue card. For example, if it is not a blue card, if so there is another card here as well. So
Right.
if you get like for example, per year, if you get 48,000 euros in a job after your masters,
Mm-hmm.
you get a blue card, not a normal visa, not a normal residence permit. You'll get a
Mm-hmm.
blue card.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a blue card, then to get a permanent residence, the different rules will apply. If you have a blue card, then after 18 months, that means after 1.5 years, so
Mm-hmm.
you can apply for the permanent residence with just A1 certificate.
Right.
You don't need to have B1, you just need to have A1 certificate,
Okay.
and then you can just apply for the PR, and then upon applying for the PR, so you just need to wait for another 6 months or 1 year,
Right.
depending on the city where you are applying,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the waiting list that you are in. So
Mm-hmm.
you'll get an appointment. You just need to show up there at the immigration office, and you just need to sign some documents, and
Right.
then after 2 months or 3 months, you'll get your permanent residence card to your home.
Okay.
So yeah,
Is it in
this
any
is.
way different with a PhD? Faster?
Uh, if you have a PhD, so that means like you usually get a 65% positions. You need to, so that means in your PhD, uh, if you are in your third year in your PhD, that means 27 months will already be completed by then.
Okay.
Yeah, so this 27 months will apply there. So during your end days in the PhD, you can apply for the PR,
Okay.
and then you'll easily get with the B1 certificate, you can easily get this PR, permanent residence here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion, is there anything that you would like to advise potential students who want to come to Germany?
I only have one advice with me.
Okay.
Do a proper research
Okay.
and try to find out your area of interest first.
Right.
So do not think like if I go to abroad or maybe US or Canada or Germany, anywhere, I
Mm-hmm.
get a good career. Do not think like this.
Mm-hmm.
So for the sake of getting good career, don't take all the opportunities that you get.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are really not interested in the opportunity that you are getting,
Mm-hmm.
so you cannot really succeed in that
Right.
later. So try to figure out what is your area of interest and try to seriously shortlist the universities where you
Right.
are trying to apply,
Mm-hmm.
and then write all by yourself the motivation letters, the cover letters, the reference letters, and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
Do not copy paste from all the other mm, peer students or your friends who are applying also for the same university or the different university.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll easily get caught there. So
Right.
if you change a little bit here and there in a cover letter that you
Mm-hmm.
took from a friend, for example,
Right.
if you both apply for the same university, you do not think like they do not see cover letters or do not read the motivation letter or something like this. They
Mhm.
only see your grades or some grades, and they will take you for a position in the masters later on, something like this. They will go through all the documents that you apply. So they will read your motivation letter,
Mhm.
and they will score your motivation letter also,
Okay.
how motivated you are.
Right.
This is seriously very important.
Okay.
Writing motivation letters and then cover letters by yourself.
Right.
Yeah. So this is only one thing. So I suggest figure out your interest
Okay.
and then shortlist the universities, go to the website and
Mhm.
see the requirements, what they require, and
Right.
then try to fill your application by yourself. Try to
Right.
write all the documents by yourself
Mhm.
and honestly and apply for it, and you will get easily the the admission in the university where you decide.
Okay.
And then later, if you are really interested in, then it's very easy to
Okay.
get further succeeded in the career.
Okay. Ravindra, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Rohit. It's a pleasure to talk with you.